Microphones and Monsters is a Creative Typo production. We'd like to give a special thank you to our executive producer level supporters from Patreon, Mead and Patrick T. Arsenault.
Imagine a place where ancient secrets and unnatural horrors lie dormant. A place where the veil between worlds is thin, and the creatures of the night roam free. On Microphones and Monsters, a ragtag crew of travelers sets sail for one such destination. But beware, dear listener, for the horrors of Farzine are not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, so I'll be just pulling as fast and as hard as I can on the rope, and then I'll get to like the kind of where I'm against the ship, and then I will basically just use my claws and then just rappel up the side of the ship.
So the wind's been pushing. It's been making that mast creak and crunch with every gust, and then one final gust of wind breaks the mast off the Hazel's Folly.
Captain, the sail's gone. What do we do?
We got to keep the ship afloat. Keep bailing. Keep bailing. So, at the end of a long, cold night, the storm all but vanishes with the rising sun, and the beaches of Farzine appear in the distance.
Oh.
Or, well, an island, at least.
We were that close.
The captain... Oh, you'd been drifting all night. The captain gives the order to drop anchor, to keep the ship from drifting further out to sea. She looks at the map. She looks at the sky, and she says, "Well, that's definitely got to be Farzine right there." So, everybody, let's get the skiff ready, and let's get ready to go. So Aiden immediately starts delegating who's getting everything together in the skiff.
Are we abandoning the ship?
No, we dropped anchor on the ship, and now we're going to take the skiff to the island, because you can't take the giant ship to the island with no sails. And you can't get that.
Just coast in on the tide. It's fine.
Yeah, but then the bottom of the ship hits the reef. As you approach the island, and then the ship sinks forever.
No, it's fine. It'll stop at the reef, and then it'll be close enough to the shore where we can
and then
form a new
sits
mast
right
and put it on there.
Or we
okay, so are y'all wanting to have this discussion? Like, if anybody does have concerns in character, you can express your concerns in character on leaving the ship.
Say Xerothin wouldn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So
really quick, I'm just gonna throw this out there. After that occurrence with the storm and how much it probably would have been good to have this to begin with, but Lucius wasn't really thinking about that. Lucius has decided to trade out a spell to have create or destroy water instead.
Okay.
Could have been handy.
Only problem with that is that only works in a container, the way I looked it up.
Does it?
Yeah, because I have it as a druid for a campaign.
You can create it in an open container, destroy it in an open container. Interesting.
Yeah.
So but you could have created it in the crow's nest
bucket and just like
at the top.
Done it.
That's true.
Although, what is the ship but a giant container?
I was going to say, what
is a container is vague. Technically, a human body can be a container.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could go off of BG3 rules, and you could just create water, and it just goes everywhere. And then you electrify.
No, Rufus was told that we were going to this island, so Rufus is all pumped that we finally got here and we're safe and everything.
Yeah, I would be...
we finally made it, Mr. Mouse!
I would be anxiously tapping my foot, because I don't really enjoy the experience of sailing, and I'd rather be on solid land.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well...
A whale?
No.
I kill the whale.
An eldritch whale appears.
Oh, jeez, no. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds horrible.
It's like
Well,
a
Aiden
narwhal,
comes
but with
up.
like 8 spikes.
Aiden comes up to Xerothin and he's like, "Yeah, you're one of our strongest, so I'm gonna need you rowing." And he looks at the other 3 of you and he's not too sure. Then he walks over to he doesn't wait for you to respond. You just say and
You didn't
and he
say it in
walks over
character.
to one of the dwarf brothers. Let's go with Matwa. He walks up to Matwa and says the same thing to him.
What does Matt was saying?
"Aye, Captain."
He's not the captain. He's the first mate.
Oh yeah. He just says "aye." Sorry.
Yes, sir, Mr. Aiden.
Yeah,
I
he's just continuing to help load up the boat with whatever supplies y'all could possibly need that are still on the that are still intact from the storm, along with
I'm-
everybody else. So
I'm
y'all could be
carefully
helping
watching.
with that too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Izzodath would
Okay.
go down to the kitchen and help Nebby start packing up all the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not be doing shit. I would literally just be on that skiff waiting for everyone to hurry up
with
their
your arms crossed.
hurry up with their totally useless and uneventful things that are going on. I need to get to shore. You guys need to hurry up.
You know,
Foot
Perhaps
tapping
with this-
intensifies.
perhaps with the state of the ship, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take all of the charts with us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Lucius is going to work on doing, is packing up the charts.
Rufus is making sure that no bugs are getting on the skiff. So
Okay.
if they're moving boxes and crates around and stuff like that, Rufus is just like watching to see if anything scurries out, and then he just like pounce, and he pounces on it. And
He's just like he's got that straight leg just bouncing back and forth.
yep, yeah. His eyes real wide, just like head back and forth real quick. Just it's on sentry mode.
So while all that's going on, Sensa quietly heads below deck, and comes back up eventually with Nookie does tag along with Captain Sensa, and who has a passive perception of 12 or higher? Is that everybody?
Let me see.
Yes, me, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
you're
got
on
a
the
16.
skiff. That's why. You got 16.
Yep.
And Sarah, you too.
13.
13, yeah. All right, so y'all see Sensa come back up, and she is wearing the explorer's pack, and it seems kind of bulging. It's packed so much, like more than it would normally be.
Okay.
She's holding something.
I mean, that actually kind of seems reasonable to me, too.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think that we're planning on coming back to the ship to just sail away into the sunset.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and y'all would imagine that she also, whatever the cargo was, she stuffed it in the pack.
Yeah,
That's what you would get from that.
I figured. I mean, she said we were making a delivery. It was in a crate, and now her backpack is big. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you're all getting on the skiff other than Xerothin, who is already on it, watching everybody work with his arms crossed, I'm guessing.
I'm rowing. I'm not doing extra work. Fuck that.
Yeah. All right, so the skiff
That island's
rocks
a quarter
gently.
mile away.
It's not in my
It's gotta save
contract.
its strength.
The skiff rocks gently as you step aboard, the lingering aftermath of last night's tempest evident in the choppy waters beneath you. As the skiff gets in the water, since Captain Sensa guides the vessel while Aiden oversees the crew's preparations and making sure everybody's good on the skiff.
I
As
don't
the
think this-
skiff, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think the skiff moved when I jumped on
Well, no,
it. 16 if you count my back.
but I mean, it still rocks gently from everybody else.
Yes, okay. Just wanted to remind everyone that I'm only 8 pounds.
Tiny.
Tiny.
8 pounds 9 ounces, baby.
I can't
Rufus.
wait till you get to shore and just a giant bird picks you up and just takes you away. And that's the new adventure.
Don't worry, I've
Emergency
got-
quest. Find Rufus.
Yes.
Save Mr. Mouse! Don't worry about me!
As the skiff descends into the trough of a massive wave, a sudden impact jolts through the boat. The sea briefly claims your balance. A DC 12 dexterity save determines whether you remain in the skiff or plunge into the depths below.
I don't think you're supposed to read that part out loud.
No, I've read that part out loud on purpose.
Okay.
Just a flat
'Cause
dexterity
that's
save?
not the part he's hiding from us.
I'm setting up stuff like whether you remain in the
playing.
skiff or plunge into the depths below.
Just a flat dexterity save, right?
DC 12 dexterity save.
Okay,
you got it,
yeah.
you
I got a
12.
22.
18.
If the rest of the
17.
campaign is only dexterity saves, I'll be happy.
16.
That was
I think
everybody.
we had 16, 17, 18, and 22.
Did any of the
Okay,
crew
cool.
go in?
You don't know that yet. You haven't rolled.
He's just anticipating with joy.
Right.
Aiden goes in. I'm just gonna like wave as he just
Bye.
eats shit.
Did the entire crew get on the boat?
Yeah,
the skiff?
okay, so everybody but Mosetta, the reanimated laborer,
Okay.
is on the boat. Is on the
I don't
skiff.
think Mosetta even helped us when the ship was going to sink. So what a jerk. He was just
he
standing
was
there
doing what he
sweeping
could.
the deck. He was just swatting with a mop.
He was too busy cowering in fear of the fire because
Fire bad.
the animation budget got cut, so we couldn't use them.
Hey everyone, just a quick heads up. We'll be back after a short ad break. But in the meantime, did you know you can get more Microphones and Monsters awesomeness at patreon.com/creativetypo? Ad-free episodes, bonus content, and even uncut behind-the-scenes sessions are just a click away. And hey, stick around after the episode to discover another fantastic Creative Typo show you'll love.
All right, so Banda and Aiden actually fall
Yes!
into
Mr.
the water. So we got Banda.
Save Mr. Aiden!
If you look thirsty, have a drink.
So Rufus said save Mr. Aiden. Anybody else doing anything?
I mean, Banda's my buddy, so I'm definitely going
So-
to try to do something.
I think-
Isn't the Earth a container? So just remove the roller.
Destroy
When
all
you
the
think
water.
about it,
I think the best thing that I can really do for him is reach over the side of the boat to try and like tap him like on the head or something and cast guidance.
Yeah.
Bless you, my child. Tap.
pull yourself
Best
up
of
by
luck.
your bootstraps.
Here's
Hoping that you make it back onto this boat.
All right, so Izzodath and Lucius, and of course Rufus and Xerothin. You would also see this, but Lucius and Izzodath, you are actively trying to help the crew that fell over, and emerging from the shadows of the ocean's depths, grotesque figures resembling aquatic nightmares assail those unfortunate enough to be in the water.
Uh-oh.
No.
I'm good. I'll see you
Mr.
guys
Aiden!
next week.
Mm-hmm. Not the bird dudes.
I can't
A
save
wisdom
Mr. Aiden.
save. A wisdom save is your defense against the creeping dread they instill. Roll a dread check
Hey.
and initiative.
All right.
And initiative.
Dread
Oh,
check
no.
first.
Okay. Dread check first.
I got a
Let's see
15.
what dread check is wisdom.
Mhm.
Okay, 16.
I got a 21.
Yes, you did. It just told me you did.
Yay.
That's weird.
I think
Oh, do you also have your character in Beyond? Because I'm rolling.
Yeah,
in Beyond.
yeah. I looked over at mine and it was like
I
Lucius
rolled. I
did
rolled
this.
history because I actually have Yogg-Sothothery and like
Everybody
so,
beat 10, right?
So I
Well-
just
Oh, yeah,
used
yeah,
something
yeah.
that
I-
had the appropriate bonus.
I rolled a 7, but I was considering using my Cardic, but
Oh.
I was still deciding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine. I think I'm gonna stay with a 7. I'm just gonna be
Oh,
scared.
dread is bad.
All right.
I
All right,
know.
Dread.
Dread is
Dread
bad.
hits you.
Dread
We,
is
we, we,
bad.
we took dread
breaking
lightly
news.
at the beginning too.
Well, dread in
Did
the
you
boat
listen to
is
the
better
last
than dread
campaign?
in the water.
Right. I'm gonna play it off as she was distracted by like, oh no, my friends, and then
Yeah. You would have been leaning over the boat, and you would have been seeing the shadow
Right.
coming up.
Yeah. Not happy.
All right, and initiative.
22
Oh yeah, we're
again.
supposed to do that one too.
Yep. Initiative for me is
Oof.
Got a 7.
Oof.
12.
I got 11.
So what is coming up from the depths are these fish frog hybrids of roughly humanoid shape with thick scales, claws, webbed extremities, and huge gill slits. Lidless, bulging eyes and lipless, fang-filled jaws dominate its leering face.
You.
And they are trying to grab Aiden and Banda,
Mr. Aiden.
and it is Rufus's turn.
Okay. How far away are they from the boat?
They're right there next to the boat where everybody fell in, where the two fell in.
Rufus
You might even say melee distance.
already on alert. Is gonna get over to the side of that boat. He's concerned about Aiden. So if they're on different sides of the boat or something, I don't know where they are physically.
We'll say they're on opposite sides of the boat.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it would be in combat so soon, so I forgot to brush up on rogue combat. But I'm pretty sure I just hit them. I forget how the sneak attack works. Does anyone know offhand here? Sneak it once per turn, deal extra 2.
Basically, if someone is adjacent, you do an extra 2d6.
Yeah. If another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it, enemy is not incapacitated and I don't have disadvantage. So I would say that would apply. There's enough people close enough to where another enemy of the target is within 5 feet. Would you say that's accurate?
Is the target within 5 feet?
Yeah. So it's on the edge of the boat. There's at least one other enemy of it if you include Aiden. I don't know if Aiden gets to fight in this thing.
Well, I mean, even if he's not fighting, I'm sure he's going to be thrashing, which is distracting enough that I would think that.
There we go.
qualifies.
So
Aiden developed immediate Stockholm syndrome and is actually not a threat. It took all of half of a second.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll to attack the thingy that's attacking Aiden.
Okay.
Whatever you described.
It's a deep one.
It's a deep one. Okay.
It's one of them
let me
fishy
see
boys.
here. And that was an 11 to hit.
11
Worst
misses.
Dang it. 11 missed. What am I supposed to do?
Hit.
So you try to swipe at him and it's just right out of reach and you miss.
Boo.
Like as he's trying to grab Aiden.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Mr. Aiden. Since that didn't work, would you say I'm able to move out of range of those things so they can't hit me? So I'm pretty quick.
I mean,
so the boat's not very big.
it would like, I guess like you can get in the boat and it would have to like reach up on the boat and to attack you. Like it would have to reach up and
like I'm just
going to
move back
because
out
you're
of the
tiny,
way.
so it's easier for you to hide.
Yeah.
In the skiff or behind somebody else than it is anybody else.
Yeah, like I realized I missed and like, just maybe the way the boat's rocking or drifted, if I stayed where I was going to like swing back at the thing and be in its range. And so I was just going to jump out of the range because I can use my bonus action to disengage anyway. So I can't get an opportunity attack on me. So I'm going to do that and like scoot out of the way. Just tuck myself back in the boat and get ready to sort of try to pounce again when I get my bearings because obviously I wasn't able to hit that time.
Okay.
He's like all like backed up onto his haunches, like wiggling his butt.
Yeah, I mean, if you use a disengage,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't notice you.
You doing the one meme with the cat and Shaq?
No, it's essentially when like a cat's like hiding behind something and he just reaches his claw out and tries to get it, and then it pulls back in and is hiding again. Like that's what Rufus was doing. Like he yelled, but
I'd say just rules based because you would be like moving away from him, just using that disengage.
Yeah. So that's what I was gonna do, and that's all she wrote. I can't really do much else.
All right, Izzy.
So I'm assuming I have the first level of dread due to my fail, correct?
So
yeah. Did you want to describe dread?
The
For
troubles
people who
with
aren't
dread.
familiar.
So
Troubles with the
you
trouble.
have to wisdom save against the dread DC to move closer to the source. So I mean, you're right there, like that deep one is in your face.
Yep.
So you wouldn't have to move closer, but you're not forced to move away. You're
Right.
disturbed. But if you were to jump in and try and go after it, you would have to roll a wisdom
Right.
save.
Yeah, to get any closer. So this will send Izzodath into like a total panic, and it's actually going to trigger one of her spells. And she is going to unknowingly cast Skeletal Tail. And she will grow a scorpion-like tail made of sharpened bones. Whenever a creature moves within 20 feet of her, centered, so in any direction, I can use a reaction to try to pierce them with the tail.
Okay.
And the target will have to succeed on a dex save. And if they fail, they get pulled in closer to me. Being an amnesiac, she has no idea that she is capable of magic or spellcasting. So her reaction to kind of this deep one coming into her face is she is going to kind of take a step back, like maybe not leaning over the side of the boat as much.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, this skeletal tail just erupts out of the backside of her. And she's not big. She's like 4 foot nothing. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden, this giant tail is just coming out of her. And that's just going to send her into just like she's full on panicking on the side of the little boat now. And I'm sure people around her are not.
Everybody is shocked. They've
Yeah.
never seen you do that before. Yeah. It is a 15 on the dex save.
They succeed.
Okay. Does anything happen to him still, or is just
No.
that's just avoiding the pool?
All or nothing one.
It's avoiding the hit.
Yeah. So it seems to be very agile in the water, and it sees this giant tail coming at it, and swims out of the way as it's snatching out at Banda.
Well, at least I saved Banda. For now.
Yeah. Still trying. Is that it? You got more?
Yes, that is it.
Okay.
Next time on Microphones and Monsters. Does she pop an eye too?
Well, she
Pop
already
an eye
popped
out.
it in the eye with her fist, and then
Just no.
The arm is going to mutate. Essentially, what will happen is where I have fingers, the fingers will begin to twist and elongate, kind of like, think of like tight cords. And they're going to harden and sharpen.
You must not leave us yet. It is not yet your time to move off of this mortal coil.
Hi, excursionist. I'm Nari. Do you know that stories have a way of taking you into a different world? Why don't you join me at the Into the Night Anthology podcast? We present you with bite-sized stories that make you question what you thought you knew. I may have something that would interest you. Everything gets old. So someday, as long as it's cared for, any item will become an antique that includes you and me, and sometimes terrify you with what you didn't. What's happening? This can't be real.
You can see us, but you are powerless to stop us.
Bring a friend along when you find us on your favorite podcast directory, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at Into the Night Pod so you never miss an episode. Remember, you should never wander these twisted paths alone. In fact, look, the first path is just ahead. Are you ready? Follow me.